My mom and dad had me nearly adult male, my sister, teen, and my brother, young teen together. Mom died 8 years ago, Dad remarried 6 years ago, and it wasn't easy for the three of us. Dad's wife Rose has a daughter who's a twin now. They also have 2 toddlers together. About a week after their wedding, my siblings stuck into my room in the middle of the night, sad about Dad being married and the changes that had happened. They asked if I felt like Mom was really gone now, and I said, yeah. I asked them if they'd like to have something just for us, no new family involved, where we could remember Mom and talk about that stuff. They said, yes. So I raised the money to buy a pretty lovely scrapbook, and about once a month, my siblings would sneak into my room at night and we put photos in and write memories we had. And I share the stories I remembered of Mom, since as the oldest I remembered her best and remembered the stories about her I'd heard. We never added Rose, our stepsister, or our half-siblings when they were born. We also didn't talk about it to Dad or anyone else. I knew he wouldn't love that we were doing it. So I kept it hidden in my room. 3 weeks ago, Rose went through my stuff and found it. She claimed she was cleaning up in my room, but I know she was snooping. I had it hidden in a place that she wouldn't be cleaning. She went through it, showed my dad, and they sat my siblings and me down and told us that it was a really thing to have in the house and how mean it was to do something like that with all the siblings involved. My brother said it was just for the 3 of us as real siblings. Dad told him that was a crappy attitude and asked what our stepsister and half-siblings were, if not real siblings. My sister said it would always be different. Rose said we should never have made something in our shared home where it excluded 3 of our siblings and would hurt feelings. She said we should have done something to bring us all together. My sister said that wasn't what she wanted. My dad sent them out to the room, and he and Rose told me I should never have gone along with it and how much it hurt my steps when she saw the book and heard what we've been doing. Rose said it hurt her too that she tried to make us all one family, and we made sure never closed that divide in the last 6 years. Dad told me he expected better from me. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. People all grieve in different ways. None are more suitable than the others, and there's no specific timeline for it. Your stepmom was a total idiot for snooping through your stuff. And your dad was an idiot for not understanding this is how you all grieve your mom. It sounds like your dad and stepmom want the happy blended family no matter how you feel about it, and they want you to ignore any feelings otherwise. This firmly makes them the idiots. You should talk to a grief counselor about this with your dad and Rose present so they may understand your feelings are valid. It's memories of your mother who Rose seems to want to erase. The only reason your father's wife has hurt feelings is that she snooped through your private belongings and got caught. The only reason her daughter is her is that Rose showed her your private belongings. This her was created by your father's wife who is older and should know better. There's nothing wrong with trying to keep your mother's memory alive in a scrapbook. You have every right to hold on to the memories of your life before your mother died. This wasn't about excluding your step and half-siblings. It was about trying to keep your mom's memories alive. Yeah. Stepmother has gone out of her way to make this a bigger issue, but I'd be petty and say something like, we'd love to include Rose, stepsister, and half-siblings. What are their favorite memories of our mom? Or I can help stepsister make a scrapbook about her late mom. Oh, her mom is still alive. Must be nice. Pop this and send it to Dad and Rose. Exactly. Lady, this isn't about you. It never was. Please take the book to your maternal grandparents. They will love it, can tell you new stories, and it will be safe. No accidents where it's soaked or otherwise damaged. Update. They were going to destroy the book, but I was able to save it. I can't speak for my siblings, but I'm done with Dad after this. I only have a few months left, and I won't be sticking around or trying any kind of therapy with them. I'm just done. I'll be grounded for a while, but I don't care anymore. At least it would just be me. My sister called our grandparents after everything went off, and now they know they want to try and help, but I don't see that working. Thanks for all your support. My wife will call her Katie as being pregnant for the past 4 months. We were initially very excited to learn that we would be parents after we'd been asked for years about when we were having kids by friends and family members. But it was pretty clear early on that Katie would be a miserable pregnant person. She started mistreating me in the first few months, and that bad attitude has only worsened as time passed. For example, she's been having morning sickness for months, but when I suggested that she eat a different diet, she yelled at me and told me that I didn't understand. And it's been like that with a lot of things. Finally, after Katie was whining like a child about her boss at work last night, I'd had enough. I confronted her and told her she was belittling me and ruining our relay. I also told her I was trying my best to be helpful, but she kept pushing me away. She grew defensive and told me that I had no idea what she was going through and that her hormones were making her moody and sometimes irrational. I thought that this was a total cop-out, and I told her so. I said, "You have decided to act the way you are and have made belittling me your little manipulative game. So next time it happens, I won't speak to you." She became furious, started yelling at me, and slammed the bedroom door shut. She told me that I needed sleep on the couch last night, which I did. But even this morning, she was still not over our disagreement. She wouldn't even kiss me goodbye as she left for work. I wondered earlier today if maybe her hormones are to blame for her antics. That I misjudged the situation completely, but I tell myself that that can be true given how pervasive her abuse has been. I just want to convince her that we need to be a strong couple once the child is born, but I can't seem to get through to her. I want my old wife back. Am I the idiot? Edit. Examples of Katie's belittling. She knows that I have a hard job and that I want to relax and unwind when I get home, yet she won't complain about her job. She clearly doesn't care about my time spent relaxing by watching TV or playing video games and wants to make it all about her. I don't feel as though I'm being listened to when she does stuff like this. Seriously? God forbid your wife wants to talk to you after work. You are prioritizing video games and TV above your pregnant wife. Oh, buddy. You are so not ready to be a parent. Get over yourself. Grow up, do better for your wife and child. Yep. You are the idiot op. It's clear that your definition of abuse and treatment is daring to have feelings and problems when you'd rather be playing video games and not appreciating condescending useless advice. Good luck with your impending divorce. Oh, boy. So it's abusive for her to have morning sickness and complain about her boss. Dude, I'm sorry you're no longer allowed to be the only whiny child in your relationship. She is not mistreating you, she's going through something which makes her life extremely uncomfortable right now. You should be supporting her now, not the other way around. And I think you don't even know how morning sickness works. A family friend was getting married nearby, so my sister asked she and my nephews could stay with me because hotel rooms in the area are expensive. The house I'm currently living in, I bought a few months. I barely have any furniture in it and don't plan on buying any more for a while because I plan on renovating and don't want it in the way. The only things to sleep on are my bed and a couch. I told my sister that. She said it was okay and that she would bring an air mattress for her sons to sleep on and she would sleep on the couch. I also told her that the couch was small, love seat sized, and uncomfortable. She said it would be fine for one night. I also told her to bring their bedding because I don't have much besides what I use. The night of the wedding, my sister's sons were tired, so they left the reception early around 9 p.m. I wanted to stay longer, so I told her I would get a ride home from someone else and gave her the keys to my house. When I got home around midnight, my sister was watching TV in the living room. Her sons aren't there. She explained to me that her air mattress wouldn't inflate, so she put her sons in my bed and said since my bed was big enough, she could share with them and I could sleep on the couch. I said that wasn't happening. The couch is way too uncomfortable to sleep on and way too short for me. I'd be hanging off the end. I already have enough trouble sleeping, and I had stuff I needed to do the next day. I tried to get the air mattress to work, but it wouldn't turn on, so I got my spare blanket and set it up on the floor with the sleeping bag. My sister reluctantly got the boys up and off my bed. Once they were all in their spots, I went to bed, quickly fell asleep. The next morning, my sister was in a really bad mood. They all didn't sleep the whole night because the blankets I set on the ground weren't thick enough, and it was uncomfortable. My sister tried sleeping on the floor, but her sons fought about sleeping on the couch because there wasn't enough room for the both of them. My sister said I could have checked up on them or let the boy sleep in my bed with me, but that's really weird, and I wouldn't have been comfortable with that. Plus, I'm used to sleeping alone. You compromised and let her stay. You warned her that the couch was too small for a grown human and to bring extra bedding. She didn't heed your warning. Then she just decides that you get the couch while she takes your bed with her children since it's big enough, and so it doesn't matter if big enough, it's your bed, and you'd already told her you were sleeping in it. Her entitlement is unreal, and you are not the idiot for not catering to that entitlement. Wow! She should have checked the air mattress before she left, and she just assumed they get your bed and you take the couch. Nope. Your sister knew exactly what she was doing, and she thought you would change your mind about her sons. You were very clear about the arrangements and she tried to pull a fast one. Good job standing your ground. Yep. If she wanted to bed in a good night's sleep, she should have gotten a hotel. Sorry about the sop. It was super rude of her to have an attitude with you in the morning when you were saving her so much money and offering your place up. You get what you pay for, and she knew what she was getting into. My parents have 3 kids together. There's me, 19 female, my brother, 18, and our younger sister, between. My brother and I are the closest of the 3 of us. We're always friends as well as siblings, and he's always been my ally. My sister is someone with whom I have a complicated relationship. As the baby of the family, she was obviously a bit spoiled when she came along, especially when she was a surprise baby for our parents. But once she was a little older, 4 or 5, and she had a lot of energy and was often very hyper, my parents forced me to take on a role as a caregiver of sorts. I was expected to help feed her and calm her down before bed. I was told I needed to walk at a school once she started. If I was gonna see friends, she was always forced along. The more time she was pushed on me, the more she wanted me, and the more my parents made me include her. They never expected that from my brother. Even told us to our faces that, of course, sisters would be closer and would take care of little sisters. That is not a brother's job. They made everything surrounding my sister for me a chore. I was never hanging out with her because I wanted to, but because I had to take care of her. I had to keep her safe on the way to school. I had to make sure she ate, and this would be when our mom was at home. I had to take her along with me as if I was a single mom without childcare. So my feelings for my sister are complicated. And the sad thing is she considers me her second mom and her sister. She used to call me Mommy Sis. And even as she grew older, she would describe me as her sister mom to people. I found it hard to truly maintain a relationship with her because I always want space and time from her to figure out my feelings, but I know it hurt her if I did take that time because she's so used to me being around. What happened is my brother and I went on a weekend trip with some friends of ours. My parents found out and told me I should have taken my sister along and how awful it was that I was pulling away from my sister and spent far less time with her than I should be. They said they could clearly see I love my brother more, and that's wrong. I snapped and told them they were misogynistic idiot for only expecting that kind of role from me, and that if they wanted to blame anyone for the way things were with my sister and me, then they should blame themselves for forcing me to take care of her when I was just her sister, not her parent. They told me I was not the only kid ever asked to take care of young siblings, and I'm the idiot for blaming them. Am I the idiot? Not the idiot. They made you her parent and didn't extend the chore to your brother. I can't believe they made you take your 7 years younger sister with you all the time. And even though you're now an adult, they're still at it. Opie, your parents abused, by the way. It's not your sister's fault. But I guess those are the consequences. Your parents have really failed a basic parenting. They pretty much forced you to take an adult's role when you were just a child and denied your sister having a normal sibling relationship with you. Also, did she even have a chance to make friends and be with children of her own age? Or girl, I'm sorry for you and your sister, and I hope in the future you can mend your relationship as none of you are at fault here. I, 25 female, have been married to my husband, 29, for a few years now. He has a younger brother who recently got engaged. I've known his brother's girlfriend for 4 years. We're not extremely close, but we hang out whenever there's a family get-together. Anyways, for her bridal party, she's asked me to be the maid of honor. She has 4 other bridesmaids composed of cousins and old school friends. I told her that I was very grateful that she'd asked me, but, unfortunately, I don't have the time to do all the things it affected of a maid of honor. I just had my first baby in November, and it's a lot. She has expressed wanting a bridal shower, bachelorette party, etc. I told her I could just be a regular bridesmaid. She seemed fine, but afterward, my husband told me that she was venting to my brother and telling him that I was being told to her. She thinks I'm lying by saying I'm too busy because I'm on maternity leave and that I have all the time in the world and all her other friends work full-time. My husband agrees with me, but his brother called me and said I should try to be accommodating to her. I reconsidered and told her I would be her maid of honor if she covered half of the responsibilities. PG planning the bachelor representative party. He said he would get back to me. The next day, she calls me and asks me why I'm being so difficult. She says I'm the only one in the bridal party not working and that I should step up. I told her again that I was on maternity leave, taking care of a baby, and it was actually even more demanding the full-time work. She ended the call quite upset. Am I the idiot for not being accommodating enough? Not the idiot, maternity leave is not a vacation, and she's delusional to think it is. This is what happens in a society that doesn't appreciate parenthood. Even if you were on vacation, why would you give up your free time to run errands for her? She is entirely too entitled. You've offered 2 very reasonable alternatives. More than I would have. And both are being rejected as not enough. If she has the opportunity, she'll dump all of it directly onto you and then get mad at you when it isn't up to her standards. Run. Your brother-in-law can kick rock as he's equally ignorant. Aside from an infant being full-time work, she's right about one thing. You're not working. So how are you supposed to afford a bachelor representative party and a bridal shower on top of your bridesmaid stress and other expenses? Those things are not cheap and those responsibilities should be asked of someone she's close to, not someone she only hangs out with her family get-togethers. She just wants to use you as a party planner. So I would back out of this whole thing entirely, attend as a guest only.